So if you have seen any of my other readings, you'll know that what I in particular like to focus on looking at, there are very, very, very many good readers around the place, and there's a lot of offerings in this space. I guess my point of difference is I like to look at our full connections and really examine where we are with all of them. So first of all, we talk about our connection to ourselves, our own deep heart, our own inner world, our moon, our inner child. And then we look at the connection to Mother Earth. We look at our environment, how we're connecting into our physical reality. And then we look at the connection to the divine. How are we flowing with our divinity, with our sovereignty, with our autonomy, with our understanding of ourselves as God and Goddess, as well as humans. And then we look at how we are connecting into each other, how our relationships are doing, how we're connecting into our community, and how we're connecting into the collective consciousness. So what I'd like to look at for today, for Pisces, is the current block. So what Spirit has shown me is that the block here is to do with the block, or the block here is to do with the connection with yourself. So there's something about yourself that you are not seeing, okay? So when we're looking at another situation, we often externalize and say, this is the problem out here. It's you all, okay? It's you and it's this. That only ever happens, it shows up in our lives over and over in the game of life so that the universe can give us a clue about what's actually going on inside. And this is where we resolve it. So there's a lack of depth, or a lack of really checking in to the truth, okay? And that is in line with how you are actually feeling and what you are actually responsible for, as I said in the last little video. So here is your guidance and your support to spend some time with yourself and really jump in, like dive in deeply to those waters. Pisces has the most beautiful capacity to flow in the deep water and to bring this joy, this energy of water. Okay, so we know what the water energy is about. It's the divine feminine, it's abundance, it's sexuality, it's joy, it's laughter. So there is a reminder about this in your cards today. The first one that showed up for you is meditation. Look how old this card is. Jesus Christ, it's almost as old as I am. So my very well loved journey work pack by Brandon Bay. So this is a reminder to check into your own space, meditation, and just observe your breath and be silent and still. That's all it is. We don't need to make it into a huge big drama when we say the word meditation. I know that it's often overused these days. Things like mindfulness and meditation and wellness are all kind of just expressed in the current way of thinking and discussing our self-care. But I'm actually talking about really having the ability to observe yourself, and we do that from the idea that we are the watcher. So we're watching the body, we're watching the breath, and we're watching the thoughts. That's all there is to it. And when something arises, we just observe it and say, isn't that interesting? And it gives us some clues. Remember that feelings are there to be felt. And a lot of Pisces, because we have this propensity in the Pisces energy, with all of this water and emotion, to do something maladaptive with it. Okay, so when that water is flowing, we're not in resistance, It's like, there's only a feeling. I can feel a feeling, but literally most of us can't. Most of us weren't taught enough when we were children, when we were young people. This is a feeling, it's a big feeling. It's not going to overwhelm you and kill you, even though you feel that it might. In this moment, what we're going to do is remember the light of our eternal presence and hold the fucking feeling. In a moment, it'll go. Off it fucks. It's all right. Another feeling comes. It's all right. We're not actually taught that. So that is a lot of the work I do, is supporting people to feel the feelings. And Pisces, this is absolutely what's going on. Now, when we stop that and we try to intellectualize it, or we try to externalize it, we create some big blocks for ourselves, okay? That's what we're doing. And that's not fair to us. It doesn't serve our own soul and our own growth to do that. Stay still, spend some time with yourself, and drop into the feeling state. If you need help with this, please contact me and we'll do some one-to-one work. Very, very simple to move trapped emotions and to do some work together to support that flow and to support your understanding and your way of connecting to emotion. Particularly for men, because obviously in the masculine, men aren't classically taught to show emotion, particularly in many different cultures and many different communities. It's not necessarily seen as a strength. So I just want to remind you that what is worse than that is actually doing something maladaptive with those feelings and living in such a way as that you are really locked up and externalizing everything and projecting everything, all right? Because that is actually literally what happens in the masculine when things aren't flowing well and we're not embracing emotion and we're not feeling and moving. Okay, so the very next card that was drawn was happiness. And it says, I'm aware that being happy means that I'm on the right path. You know, find your bliss, follow your flow, and remember that, it's about this idea, this energy of being caught up. You know, you're caught up in some game in this matrix, you're caught up in some, small-minded way of thinking about a thing. You know, it's like there's more to this than that. And we are always been shown and taught something, like don't go down that rabbit hole. Okay, remember the goal. Stay in your happiness, stay with your bliss, stay in your creativity, stay in your divinity, stay in your sovereignty, stay in your autonomy, and remember that you're part of the collective. All right. The other cards that showed up for you are regret. I'm just saying. I know that I cannot change the past. Well, absolutely not. But what we do is we drag this energy into the present. And then we worry about it happening again in the future. We cannot change the past. All we can do is learn the lessons and remember the love, and stay light. Keep that laughter flowing. Regret's something that's not always a positive emotion. Most of us fucking avoid it. But the reality is, with these lower energies such as grief and sadness and loss and regret and shame, they teach us something about what we value. Think about that. If there's something that you regret, check into it. Check into it and make a note to yourself. Okay, let me not waste this lesson. Let me not waste this experience. I don't want to do that again. All right? Think about that. Use your feelings for your personal growth. Let them give you a message and let them teach you what they're here to teach you. Then release them. Okay? The next card was pride. I love it. I love it for Pisces. You're a prideful bunch. Pisces are always beautiful. Okay, pride. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. This is the point, okay? We know that you're beautiful. Also, I love myself. Yep, good. Keep going with that. It's really important. Remember that we are all one. I see myself in everyone else. Another person is a reflection of me. I am always looking in the mirror. If I don't like this about somebody else or about a situation, where is that showing up for me? Come on now. Come on now, Pisces. You are being a little bit lazy, which is one of the aspects of your sign, in my opinion. Look, this might not be a popular point of view. I don't give a shit. All right. So we asked for any healing messages to come through. So we have this one, harmony, and it says, I open myself to the divine being within me. I am the image of God. Thus I have the power to bring light into my life. I turn any darkness in me into something beautiful. In the absence of resentment, anger, or doubt, I find harmony.